Terra warned the galaxy we were holding back. They didn't heed, now they'll know. Luke Harris stood on the bridge of the Terran Council ship Unity, looking out at the stars. He had spent most of his life preparing for moments like this, yet nothing could calm the nervous tension he felt in his chest. Across the galaxy, the representatives of dozens of alien races had gathered, all expecting a show of diplomacy. Few had any real interest in listening to Earth. Most believed that humans were small, weak, and simple. Luke had been warned before he left Earth. The galaxy underestimated humans, and that could make them careless. He knew he had to make this warning count. Clara Bennett, his assistant and close friend, stood beside him. She adjusted her sleeve nervously. She had grown up on Earth, studied diplomacy, and believed in humanity's potential, but even she felt the weight of this moment. "They won't listen," she said quietly. "You know it, Luke. They've already decided what humans are. We're small, defenseless, and slow to act." Luke shook his head, his eyes fixed on the shimmering view of the alien council chamber below. "Then we'll make them listen. Not by begging, not by showing weakness. They'll understand, one way or another." Below, the council chamber was massive. Alien delegates sat in semicircular rows, their eyes all focused on the central podium. Each species had its own appearance. Some were tall and thin with translucent skin, others were short and stocky with rough scales. Some had multiple eyes or limbs, others floated as if gravity did not touch them. Every one of them looked at Luke with polite curiosity, but mostly suspicion. None of them had come expecting that humans would speak with confidence. Luke stepped forward as the chamber lights dimmed. The room quieted immediately. He cleared his throat and began. "Honorable representatives of the Galactic Council, I am Commander Luke Harris of Earth. I speak not as a conqueror, not as a threat, but as a warning." His voice was calm but firm, carrying across the vast chamber. A few delegates whispered among themselves, and one small blue-skinned alien, sitting near the center, raised a three-fingered hand to speak. Luke waited. The alien's voice was high-pitched but steady. "Earth has sent you to remind us that your species exists." "We are aware, Commander Harris, but do you expect us to fear a planet that has held back for centuries?" Luke's lips tightened into a small smile. This was exactly what he expected. He walked slowly across the podium, making eye contact with as many delegates as he could. "Yes," he said, "we expect you to fear us, not because we are reckless, not because we are cruel, but because humanity has held back. For centuries we have restrained our strength, our technology, and our will. We have let other species expand, fight, and conquer while we observed. We did not act. We did not interfere. We held back for your safety and ours." Murmurs ran through the chamber. Some delegates leaned forward, curious. Others looked bored or skeptical. Luke ignored them. He knew that no one would take humans seriously until they had a reason to. Clara stepped slightly forward. "Humanity has grown quietly," she said. "We have built fleets, trained soldiers, and created weapons that you cannot imagine. And yet we waited. We waited because we do not wish to rule the galaxy. We do not wish to fight, but we are ready. And if any species believes that humans will stay quiet forever, you are wrong." A tall, green-scaled alien with a voice like gravel leaned forward. "You speak of readiness, but your ships are small. Your soldiers are weak. Your planet is limited. How can you threaten the galaxy with what you call restraint?" Luke let out a small sigh and shook his head. "You do not understand. Restraint is not weakness. Humanity has grown in ways that are quiet, patient, and smart. We study, we prepare, we adapt. We have learned from every encounter with other species, every battle in the distant past. And now we have reached a point where any attack on Earth or her colonies will awaken a force the galaxy cannot contain." There was a pause. A few delegates whispered again. Some tilted their heads, trying to measure the truth in Luke's words. Many others still looked amused, as if the human was simply speaking boldly to hide fear. Luke could see it in their eyes. They thought humans were bluffing. They thought Earth was small and simple, and they would go on believing that, until the time came when they would be very wrong. Luke continued, his voice growing more intense. We do not wish war. We have no reason to destroy other planets. But understand this, humanity has survived by being clever. We do not rely on size or numbers alone. We rely on intelligence, creativity, and courage. We have faced natural disasters, internal conflicts, and countless threats, and we have overcome them all. If anyone thinks that a small attack can break us, you will learn your mistake soon. A delegate with metallic skin, whose eyes glowed faintly, spoke next. You speak of courage and intelligence, but these are words, not weapons. Can Earth's words protect you if a fleet lands on your world? Luke's gaze sharpened. Words are not all we have, but yes, they can be weapons if understood correctly. And make no mistake, we are prepared for a fleet. We are prepared for every possibility. We have not revealed our true power because we wished for peace, but make no mistake, we will act if threatened, and we will act decisively. The council chamber grew tense. The delegates shifted in their seats. Some were offended, some were scared, some were simply confused. Luke had expected that mix. Humanity had never been taken seriously in the galaxy before. Most species had written off Earth as a small, quiet planet on the edge of the Milky Way. Most did not know the humans were hiding strength far beyond what they could imagine. Luke looked at Clara, who gave him a small nod. They were a team, and they were ready to face the consequences of speaking the truth. You may think we exaggerate, Luke said. You may think our warnings are empty, but know this, humans do not make idle threats. Every fleet we build, every soldier we train, every technology we develop has a purpose. And that purpose is not to dominate. It is to protect humanity, and anyone foolish enough to attack us will see what restraint really means. The murmurs grew louder. One alien delegate, a round creature with eyes like lanterns, banged on the council desk. You speak boldly, human, but we have seen little to justify your claims. Your words are strong, but your actions are weak. Luke's jaw tightened. Actions speak louder than words. And if you continue to ignore our warning, you will see our actions soon enough. We have waited, we have held back, and we have observed. Humanity has studied, trained, and prepared. Any aggression toward us will not go unanswered. You have been warned. There was silence for a long moment. The alien council was not used to being spoken to in this way. Most were accustomed to flattery, negotiation, or veiled threats. Humans had done none of these. Luke had spoken honestly, clearly, and without fear. The council leader, a tall being with a translucent head and luminous veins, leaned forward. Your confidence is noted, Commander Harris, but the galaxy does not move on words alone. Actions will speak, as you say. Let us hope your actions are as great as your claims. Luke inclined his head politely. They will be, and I hope you never have to see them, but if you do, remember that we warned you. With that, Luke and Clara left the podium. The chamber buzzed with conversation, some delegates angry, some amused, some thoughtful. But one thing was clear. No one would forget that humans had spoken boldly today. For the first time, many in the galaxy paused and considered that Earth might not be as small or weak as they had believed. In the quiet of the council ship afterward, Luke and Clara reviewed their next moves. They won't believe us, Clara said. They don't have to, Luke replied. Not yet. We only need them to be careful. The moment they make a mistake, they will understand. Clara nodded, her thoughts racing. Do you really think we're ready, Luke? If they attack, will we be able to protect ourselves? Luke smiled faintly. We have been ready for a long time, they just don't know it yet, and that gives us the advantage. We can control the pace, choose the battles, and strike only when necessary. Humanity has always survived by being clever. That won't change now. They spent the rest of the day going over fleet reports, troop training updates, and intelligence from the outer colonies. Every report reminded them that humanity's reach was growing, Every calculation showed that the galaxy underestimated them. Luke felt a mix of pride and caution. Humanity had held back, yes, but they had held back for good reason. The moment of reckoning would come soon, and the galaxy would see that restraint had only made humans stronger. When night came aboard the Unity, Luke walked to the observation deck. Stars stretched endlessly across the black sky. Somewhere out there, alien fleets were preparing, confident that they could act without consequence. Luke's hand brushed the railing, steady and firm. One day soon they would learn the truth. Clara joined him quietly. "Do you ever worry that we'll regret warning them?" she asked. Luke shook his head. "No, we are not making threats, we are stating facts. The galaxy will have a choice: respect humanity or face the consequences of ignoring us. We only hope they choose wisely." And as the stars sparkled silently above, both humans knew that their world was no longer just a quiet planet on the edge of the Milky Way. It was a force that had waited patiently, observed quietly, and prepared in secret. And soon, the galaxy would know that humanity was not to be underestimated. The first signs of trouble came slowly. At first, it was just a few scattered reports from the outer colonies. Satellites had detected unusual fleet movements near human-controlled space. The alien coalition had started to assemble its ships, preparing for what they thought would be an easy strike. Most of them still underestimated humanity. They believed Earth would crumble under the weight of even a small attack. Luke Harris watched the incoming reports in the command room aboard the Terran flagship Liberty. His eyes scanned the holographic displays showing fleets moving at high speed. "They think we are weak," he said quietly to Clara Bennett, who stood beside him. "They still don't understand that we have been preparing for this for decades," Clara nodded. "Do you think the colonies are ready?" she asked. Her voice was tense. Even though she had confidence in humanity, she knew the first strike would test them. "They will be," Luke said firmly. "We have trained our people, built defenses, and planned strategies. The only thing left is to see if the enemy makes a mistake." Meanwhile, on one of the outer colonies, Lieutenant Adam Scott was preparing his squadron for a routine patrol. The colony was on a quiet world near the edge of human space. Adam had been stationed there for months, ensuring that supply routes and communications remained secure. He trusted his team completely, skilled pilots and soldiers who had trained together for years. "Report," Adam said as his team gathered in the command room. "Everything is normal," said Sergeant Mia Lane, a sharp-eyed soldier with years of experience. "No unusual activity detected, but sensors are picking up distant fleet movements, unidentified." "Could be nothing, could be a probe," Adam frowned. "Nothing is ever just nothing when it comes to our neighbors. Keep your eyes open. I don't like the quiet before a storm." Hours later, the storm arrived. Alien ships appeared suddenly in the system. They moved quickly, surrounding the colony in formations that were meant to intimidate. Adam's team scrambled into their fighters, adrenaline pumping through their veins. "Stay calm," Adam said. "They expect us to panic. We won't give them that advantage." The alien fleet fired the first shots. Plasma beams streaked through space, aimed at the colony's defensive turrets. The humans responded with precision, though their weapons seemed small and weak compared to the alien firepower. Adam relied on tactics rather than strength. He guided his squadron in tight maneuvers, using the asteroid belt surrounding the planet as cover. "Watch your flanks," he shouted. "Don't get trapped. Keep moving, keep attacking." Mia Lane's fighter darted past an enemy ship, releasing an improvised mine that exploded against the alien hull. The aliens had expected humans to fight defensively, using shields and straight combat. Instead, the humans used clever tricks, swarms, diversions, and traps. Back on Earth, Luke monitored the battle from the command center. Holograms showed the positions of the ships and the chaos unfolding in the asteroid field. He spoke into the comm. "Adam, you have freedom to maneuver. Use the terrain. Make them pay for every meter they advance. Let them learn that humans fight differently. Adam smiled, though the tension never left his face. Understood, Commander. They won't know what hit them. The aliens had assumed that humanity's power lay in numbers or heavy weapons. They were wrong. Humans fought with intelligence and speed. Fighters appeared in unexpected locations. Lasers struck from angles no enemy could predict, and small, rapid attacks disrupted the aliens' formations. "Keep it up," Adam yelled to his team. "Don't give them a chance to regroup." Meanwhile, on another front, Captain Lily Thompson led a stealth unit behind enemy lines. Their mission was to disrupt alien communications and supplies. Her team moved quietly, slipping past patrols, using shadows and decoys to remain undetected. Even though their ships were smaller than the enemy, they were fast and silent, perfect for surprise attacks. Lily hacked into an alien supply hub and planted a virus that would scramble communications. "This will slow them down," she told her team. "We hit their supply lines, they won't know where to turn. Every delay counts." Back at the colony, Adam's squadron continued their fight. An alien destroyer loomed ahead, larger and heavily armed. Adam's team coordinated to create confusion. Some ships drew fire while others moved in to attack weak points. The destroyer fired relentlessly, but human tactics allowed them to avoid most of the damage. "Target the engines," Adam shouted. "We can't match their shields, but we can make them slow." One by one, alien ships fell. The humans had suffered minor losses, but the aliens had lost more than half their attacking fleet in a few hours. Adam's squadron regrouped near the asteroid field, preparing for the next wave. On Earth, Luke watched the battle unfold. He did not smile. This was only the beginning. The aliens were testing humanity. They had assumed Earth would panic. They had assumed humans would be weak. But the truth was much different. Humans had trained, planned, and studied. They had adapted in ways that no alien species could expect. Clara joined him at the console. "They're holding their ground," she said, her voice filled with awe. "They're not just defending, they're winning." Luke nodded. "It's what I told the council. Humans do not fight like other species. We are clever, adaptable, and fearless. The galaxy still doesn't believe it, but soon they will see." On the battlefield, Adam's squadron noticed something strange. Alien reinforcements had begun to arrive, larger and faster than the first wave. It was clear the aliens were learning, adapting to human tactics. Adam understood that they needed a new strategy. "Form a trap," he ordered. "Draw them into the asteroid field. Let's see how they handle our rules." The aliens pursued, confident that humans were predictable. Adam's fighters split into smaller groups, creating multiple targets and confusing the enemy. Explosions lit the darkness of space as traps detonated, disabling alien engines and scattering their ships. Lily's stealth unit struck at the same time, hitting the alien supply lines from behind. Fuel and ammunition depots were destroyed. Alien ships ran low on supplies and began retreating in confusion. The humans had turned the tide with intelligence and planning, not raw power. As the dust settled, Adam's squadron regrouped. They were exhausted but victorious. He looked at the damaged enemy ships retreating from the system. "They learned the hard way," he said quietly. "Never underestimate humans." Back on Earth, Luke addressed the command staff. "Today, the galaxy saw a small piece of what humanity can do. We did not unleash our full strength. We fought smart, not recklessly. But let this be a lesson to anyone who doubts us. Earth and her colonies are not to be taken lightly. We will protect ourselves and we will survive. That is humanity's promise." Clara smiled, relief mixing with pride. "They underestimated us and they paid the price. But they'll learn to respect us soon. We just have to stay patient." Adam returned to Earth for debriefing. When he stepped off his ship, reporters and civilians crowded around. People wanted to know the truth, the first real taste of humanity's strength in battle. Adam spoke simply, without boasting. We defended ourselves. We fought smart. The galaxy will know that humans do not back down easily." Luke watched Adam speak and felt a quiet satisfaction. Humanity had shown its strength without revealing everything. The first strike was over, and humans had won not because of numbers or raw power, but because of cleverness, courage, and the ability to think differently. In the weeks that followed, reports came from other colonies. Alien fleets were reconsidering their attacks. Some began withdrawing from human-controlled space, unsure of what to do next. The galaxy was starting to understand, slowly, that humans were not to be underestimated. Luke and Clara prepared for the next challenge. They knew the aliens would learn from their mistakes. Future attacks would be smarter, faster, and more coordinated. Humanity would have to stay ahead, but they were ready. Adam Scott trained new recruits, teaching them the tactics that had worked so well. Captain Lily Thompson coordinated intelligence gathering, ensuring that human forces remained informed and adaptive. On Earth, Luke Harris planned strategies for every possible scenario, his mind always 3 steps ahead of any potential enemy. The message was clear. Humanity had fought its first battle and the galaxy was watching. The aliens had assumed humans were weak and predictable. They were wrong. The humans had held back for centuries, growing stronger in secret. Now the galaxy would have to respect that strength, even if it was only a glimpse of what humans could do. The outer colonies, once nervous and unprepared, felt pride in their people. Soldiers who had feared the first attack now stood taller. Civilians who had worried for their homes found hope in human ingenuity and courage. Across the galaxy, whispers began. Perhaps Earth was not so simple after all. Luke Harris looked out at the stars once more. Each point of light represented a world, a fleet, or an enemy that had underestimated humanity. He knew that this was only the beginning. The first strike had been a warning, a taste of what humans could do. The galaxy would remember it, and when the next battle came, humanity would be ready, calm, clever, and unstoppable. For the first time in generations, humans felt a deep sense of confidence. They had defended themselves against a superior enemy, and had done it with brains, bravery, and teamwork. They had shown the galaxy that restraint had never meant weakness. Luke and Clara stood silently on the bridge, watching reports of scattered alien forces retreating. The galaxy had been warned once more. Humanity was ready. And soon, the universe would understand that when humans fought, they fought differently, and they fought to win. The galaxy had begun to notice humanity in a way it never had before. Reports from the outer colonies reached Earth daily, detailing alien fleets retreating, confused and damaged. Most species had assumed that humans were small, weak, and easy to scare. But the first attack had proven them wrong. Now, as Earth prepared for the next phase, humans moved with calm determination, ready to turn the tide. On the bridge of the flagship Liberty, Luke Harris studied the latest reports. Holographic screens displayed alien fleet movements across multiple systems. Some were regrouping near the edge of human space, others were trying to form alliances for a second attack. None had yet realized the full extent of human strength. Luke's expression was serious but confident. "They are learning slowly," he said to Clara Bennett. "But they still don't understand. That's the advantage we have. We can strike where they least expect it." Clara nodded. "We need to hit them before they organize. If they coordinate, the fight will be harder." Luke tapped a control panel, highlighting a cluster of enemy fleets near a distant star system. "This system controls supply lines for their forces. If we disrupt it, they will be forced to split their fleets. We will hit them smartly, not blindly." Meanwhile, Captain Lily Thompson led a team of stealth fighters toward the same system. Her squadron moved quietly, avoiding detection while scanning for alien weak points. "This is our chance," she said to her team. "We can disable their supply chains, slow their movements, and create confusion. Every small victory counts." The aliens were confident. They assumed humans would repeat the same tactics from the first battle: defensive maneuvers, traps, small skirmishes. But Lily had a different plan. Her squadron split into multiple groups, each moving independently to different targets. They disabled fuel depots, scrambled communications, and even planted small automated mines in strategic locations. "Report," Lily said into her comm. "All clear," answered her second-in-command, Sergeant Nate Cole. "Supplies are disrupted. Communications are down. They won't know where to move their fleets for hours." "Good work," Lily replied. "Now we prepare for the main attack." Back on Earth, Luke monitored the situation carefully. He knew the aliens would respond. They were learning from each encounter, adapting quickly. Humanity could not rely on brute force. They had to remain smarter, faster, and unpredictable. Adam Scott was back in the field with a newly trained squadron. He had spent weeks teaching recruits the tactics that had worked before, but this time, the challenge would be greater. Alien fleets had grown larger, faster, and more coordinated. Adam ran drills with his team, emphasizing flexibility and teamwork. "You can't fight them like any other enemy," he told them. "They are strong, but we are clever. We think ahead, we adapt, and we hit where it hurts most." As the first wave of the main attack approached, Adam's squadron moved into position. The alien ships were confident, expecting humans to react predictably. Instead, Adam used the terrain to his advantage. The system was full of asteroid fields and gas clouds, which humans had studied carefully. He directed his squadron to split, drawing parts of the alien fleet into traps while the rest attacked from behind. Explosions lit the dark space as alien ships collided with mines or miscalculated maneuvers. The humans had learned to fight differently, using every advantage they could find. For the aliens, it was chaos. They had expected humans to fight like other species, with straight attacks and heavy reliance on shields. They had not anticipated intelligence, planning, or the ability to adapt mid-battle. Meanwhile, on a nearby station, Clara coordinated with intelligence officers and scientists. They had been developing new technology, devices that could interfere with alien sensors and weapons. "This will give our fleets an edge," she said, pointing at a holographic map showing projected alien movements. "They won't see us coming until it's too late." Luke watched the progress with quiet satisfaction. "They think humans are small and weak. Let them keep thinking that. Every time they underestimate us, they make mistakes. That is our strength." Hours into the battle, Adam's squadron faced the alien commander directly. The alien fleet was stronger than before, their ships larger and heavily armed. Adam knew he could not win by force alone. He had to use misdirection, speed, and strategy. "Split into 3 groups," he ordered. "Group 1 draws them forward. Group 2 attacks from the side. Group 3 waits for my signal. Keep moving, keep changing positions. They cannot hit what they cannot predict." The aliens pursued aggressively, believing they had learned human tactics. But Adam's plan worked perfectly. Group 1 led them into a narrow asteroid field, where alien ships struggled to maneuver. Group 2 attacked from unexpected angles, targeting engines and weapon systems. Group 3, including Adam, struck with precision missiles, hitting critical weak points. One by one, alien ships were disabled or forced to retreat. Adam's squadron remained mostly intact. They had fought not with brute strength but with intelligence, coordination, and patience. Elsewhere, Captain Lily Thompson's stealth squadron had accomplished its mission. Alien supply lines were destroyed, communications scrambled, and morale shaken. Small fleets were forced to retreat or become disorganized. Lily smiled quietly. "They will not recover quickly," she said. "We've given humanity an advantage that will last." Back on Earth, Luke called a meeting of the High Command. "The first wave has been disrupted," he said. "The enemy is confused, disorganized, and vulnerable. We do not strike recklessly. We strike smartly where it will matter most." Clara nodded. Our intelligence suggests they will try to regroup in 2 days. We can prepare ambushes and further disrupt their fleets before they reach full strength. Luke turned to the holographic map. Prepare all available squadrons. Distribute teams across multiple sectors. Every move they make should be anticipated and countered. This is not about destruction alone, it is about control. Adam returned to Earth briefly, exhausted but alive. He had witnessed the effectiveness of human tactics firsthand. They cannot predict us, he told the command team. We fight differently. We use brains, not just weapons. The galaxy has no idea what we can do. Captain Lily Thompson returned as well. She reported that alien fleets were retreating in several systems, unable to communicate properly and unsure of where to move next. They underestimated human patience and intelligence, she said. We've changed the game. Luke looked at them both, proud but cautious. This is only the beginning. The aliens will learn and they will try again. Our job is to stay ahead, to remain unpredictable. We have shown them how humans fight, but not our full strength. That must come later if necessary, Clara added. We have also gained something else: confidence. Every colony and every fleet now knows that humans are not weak. They know that we can defend ourselves and win against superior numbers. That is invaluable. On the colonies, soldiers trained harder, learning new tactics and strategies. Civilians helped by constructing defenses, preparing emergency plans, and supporting the fleets. Humanity's focus on intelligence, adaptability, and unity became their greatest weapon. Adam Scott led another patrol near the systems recently attacked. His squadron encountered a small alien fleet attempting to test human strength. Adam's team executed clever maneuvers, avoiding traps and forcing the enemy to retreat again. Each engagement reinforced the same lesson: humans were not to be underestimated. Meanwhile, on Earth, Luke and Clara analyzed every engagement. They reviewed what worked, what failed, and how the aliens adapted. Every mistake became a lesson, every victory a foundation for the next battle. Humans were learning quickly, growing stronger and smarter with every encounter. Weeks passed, and the aliens grew wary. They had assumed humanity would respond slowly, predictably, and weakly. Instead, humans had adapted, planned, and struck with precision. Every attack taught humans more about their enemies, and every engagement showed the galaxy that Earth was not a planet to be taken lightly. The council chambers across the galaxy were now filled with debate. Alien leaders discussed how to deal with humans, some advocating retreat, others suggesting alliances. Few were bold enough to attack again without careful planning. The reputation of humanity was changing, slowly but surely. Luke Harris stood once more on the bridge of the Liberty. He watched the stars, thinking about the next moves. Humanity had won the first real battles, but they could not become complacent. The galaxy had learned a lesson. Humans were clever, adaptable, and determined, but there were still challenges ahead. Clara joined him quietly. "They're scared," she said. "Not all of them, but enough to make them cautious." "We've done well," Luke nodded. "We've done more than well. We've changed the way the galaxy sees humanity. They will remember this. And when the next phase comes, we will be ready." Adam Scott walked onto the bridge as well, reporting on the patrols. "Enemy forces are scattered, supply lines disrupted. Communications down. They don't know where to go next. We have an advantage and we must use it wisely." Luke looked at all of them, Clara, Adam, Lily, and felt a quiet pride. Humanity had not relied on brute force nor on fear. They had relied on intelligence, planning, and adaptability. They had shown the galaxy a new way humans fought, and it was working. "Prepare for the next engagement," Luke said. "We will continue to control the battle, one system at a time. The galaxy will learn that humans do not fight like others. They fight differently, and they fight to win." And as the stars stretched endlessly across space, humans on Earth and in the colonies felt something new, a quiet confidence. They had defended themselves, they had disrupted the enemy, and they had changed the way the galaxy saw them. Humanity's true potential was only beginning to show, and the galaxy would soon understand that restraint had never meant weakness. The galaxy had started to take humanity seriously, but the aliens had not yet fully understood the power of restraint. They believed that Earth's victories were clever tricks, small-scale wins, not proof of true strength. Luke Harris knew it was time to show the galaxy what humans could really do. The Terran High Command had decided on a full-scale counteroffensive, one that would demonstrate both intelligence and overwhelming capability. On the bridge of the flagship Liberty, Luke stood with Clara Bennett. Holographic images showed alien fleets regrouping in distant systems, their numbers large but disorganized. "This is it," Luke said quietly. "We give them a choice, retreat or face humanity at full strength." Clara nodded. "They have no idea what's coming. This will change everything." Adam Scott was already in the outer sectors, commanding a group of fast-strike ships. "All units prepare for movement," he ordered. "We are not just defending anymore. We are showing them who controls this space." Captain Lily Thompson led her stealth units into enemy territory. Her team had spent weeks preparing for this moment, planting sensors, creating distractions, and mapping the enemy's weak points. "We move fast and stay invisible," she told her squadron. "No mistakes. Every strike counts. We hit them where it hurts most." The first phase of the counteroffensive began quietly. Stealth ships disabled enemy communications and supply lines, just as in the previous battle, but this time on a much larger scale. Alien fleets were confused and disorganized almost immediately. Human forces had learned from every engagement, predicting enemy reactions and staying several steps ahead. Adam Scott's squadron moved in coordination with Lily's stealth units. They struck simultaneously at multiple enemy points, creating chaos. Alien commanders tried to regroup, but every move they made was anticipated. Missiles hit engines, mines damaged weapons arrays, and sudden attacks from unexpected angles forced retreats. "This is working better than expected," Adam said, his voice calm but excited. "They cannot predict us. Every move we make leaves them reacting, never planning." Back on Earth, Luke monitored the situation with satisfaction. "They still underestimate us," he said. "They think they can recover, but humans fight differently. We adapt, we plan, and we act decisively. They won't know what hit them." The second phase of the counteroffensive was more direct. Human fleets, previously restrained, began engaging the main alien armadas. Luke had planned the attack carefully, using deception and strategy. Fleets were divided into smaller, fast-moving squadrons, each with specific targets. The aliens were powerful, but they relied on predictable formations and heavy weapons. Humans were unpredictable, flexible, and smart. Adam Scott's squadron faced a massive alien cruiser. The ship's weapons were powerful, capable of destroying multiple human fighters at once, but Adam knew he did not have to match it in strength. He used speed and maneuvering, dodging attacks while striking at vulnerable points. He guided his squadron through asteroid fields and gas clouds, forcing the alien cruiser to break formation. "Focus on the engines," Adam shouted. "We can't beat their shields, but we can slow them down. Hit hard, hit fast, and stay alive." Explosions rocked the alien ship as targeted missiles disabled engines and weapon systems. Human fighters weaved through debris, striking from angles the enemy had not expected. Within minutes, the cruiser was crippled and forced to retreat. Meanwhile, Captain Lily Thompson's team launched precision strikes on supply depots and communications satellites. Every attack added to the confusion, leaving alien fleets scattered and uncoordinated. "They thought they could rely on numbers," Lily said. "They didn't count on human brains." On Earth, Clara Bennett coordinated reinforcements, sending additional fleets to key sectors. Every deployment was calculated, designed to maximize confusion and minimize human losses. The Terran High Command had prepared for this moment for decades. Every resource, every strategy, every trained soldier was part of the plan. The battle continued across multiple systems. Humans struck with precision and speed, never overwhelming their targets recklessly but always keeping the initiative. Alien commanders were forced into defensive positions, struggling to respond to attacks they could not predict. Adam Scott's squadron was sent to intercept a fleet attempting to regroup near a strategic junction. The aliens were confident, expecting humans to fall back. Instead, Adam split his ships into multiple small groups, drawing the enemy into traps within the asteroid field. Mines, decoys, and coordinated strikes disabled a majority of the fleet, forcing the survivors to retreat in disarray. "This is what I meant when I said humans fight differently," Adam said over comms. "We do not just strike. We plan, we adapt, we win." Captain Lily Thompson moved her stealth units to sabotage the last remaining supply stations in the region. Alien fleets had become scattered and hesitant, unsure where to move next. "They are slow, cautious, and afraid," Lily reported. "We've disrupted their operations completely." Luke Harris addressed the command team aboard the Liberty. "The galaxy has seen only a fraction of humanity's potential," he said. "We have fought smart, used intelligence, and shown restraint, but humans have more to offer. The time will come when we will strike decisively, and the galaxy will finally understand that Earth's warning was not empty." The aliens were beginning to realize the truth. Humanity had been holding back, not because they were weak, but because they had chosen to. Their fleets, their soldiers, and their technology were all far more advanced than most species had imagined. The idea of restraint had masked their true capabilities. In the midst of the battle, Adam Scott observed a massive alien carrier moving to reinforce its fleets. He knew that engaging directly would be dangerous, but retreating was not an option. "We will force them into a trap," he said. "Split into 3 groups. 2 groups draw them forward, 1 group attacks from behind. Timing is everything." The plan worked perfectly. The alien carrier moved into the trap, expecting an easy victory. Mines, missiles, and sudden attacks from unexpected angles disabled its engines and weapons. Human fighters attacked with precision, leaving the alien crew stunned and forced to retreat. Back on Earth, Clara coordinated with intelligence teams to predict the enemy's next move. "They are hesitant now," she said. "They do not know where to go. We have the advantage. We must use it carefully." Luke Harris watched the reports with calm focus. "They underestimated us once," he said. "They underestimated us twice. But this time they are seeing the truth. Humans do not fight like others. We plan, we adapt, and we survive. That is our strength." Across the galaxy, alien fleets were scattered, retreating, and confused. Some attempted to negotiate, hoping to find a way to avoid total defeat. Others began forming alliances, trying to strengthen their positions. Humanity had not yet revealed its full power, but the galaxy already knew that Earth and her colonies were forces to be respected. Adam Scott returned to Earth briefly, exhausted but victorious. "The enemy is broken," he told the command team. "They don't know how to respond. They have learned that humans are clever, unpredictable, and dangerous. We've shown them that restraint does not mean weakness." Captain Lily Thompson reported similar success. "We have disrupted supply lines, communications, and reinforcements," she said. "The enemy cannot act efficiently. They are forced to react to us instead of planning their own moves." Luke Harris addressed the Terran High Command. "The first phase of the counteroffensive has succeeded," he said. "The enemy fleets are scattered and hesitant. We will continue to apply pressure, strike strategically, and maintain our advantage. Humanity's restraint has protected us in the past, but our strength will define the future." Clara Bennett added, "We have also gained something else: confidence. Every soldier, every pilot, Every civilian now knows that humanity can fight and win against overwhelming odds. That confidence will carry us forward. Adam Scott trained new recruits, teaching them the tactics that had won multiple engagements. Captain Lily Thompson worked with intelligence teams to predict enemy movements and plan strikes. Every part of humanity, from soldiers to scientists, was contributing to the war effort in a meaningful way. The galaxy began to change its perception of Earth. Alien species that had once mocked humanity now approached cautiously, negotiating rather than threatening. The reputation of humans had grown, not through arrogance or violence, but through intelligence, bravery, and careful planning. Luke Harris stood on the observation deck of the Liberty, looking out at the stars. Each point of light represented a world, a fleet, or an enemy that had underestimated humanity. He knew the counteroffensive had been a success, but he also knew that the real test was still ahead. The aliens would adapt, they would return, and humanity had to be ready for anything. Clara joined him quietly. "They are starting to understand," she said. Luke nodded. "Yes, but they do not yet know the full extent of our strength. That will come when we choose. For now, we maintain our advantage. We strike smartly and we survive. That is humanity's way." Adam Scott and Captain Lily Thompson joined them on the observation deck. They were tired but proud. They had fought against superior numbers, disrupted the enemy, and shown the galaxy that humans could not be ignored. Luke looked at all of them and said, "We have shown them part of what we can do. The galaxy has learned that humans fight differently. That knowledge will make them cautious for years to come, but we have more to reveal if necessary. And when that time comes, the universe will understand what Earth warned it about all along." For the first time in generations, humans felt confident not because of weapons alone, but because of brains, strategy, and unity. The counteroffensive had proven that restraint was a choice, not a weakness. Humanity was now a force to be reckoned with, and the galaxy would never forget it. The galaxy had been warned. Twice, humans had shown their cleverness, adaptability, and strength. But now it was time to reveal their full power. Luke Harris stood on the bridge of the flagship Liberty, watching the stars. Alien fleets were regrouping, determined to strike Earth and her colonies once and for all. They had assumed humans could be outmatched. They had assumed humans would falter under pressure. They were wrong. Clara Bennett stood beside Luke, her hands folded calmly. "This is it," she said. "This is the moment they finally understand what humans can do." Luke nodded. "Yes, they have seen glimpses of our strength, but they have never felt our full power. Today, the galaxy will know that Earth is not a small, weak planet. We are strong, intelligent, and unstoppable when necessary." Adam Scott prepared his squadron in the outer sectors. His team had trained relentlessly for this day. They knew the enemy was strong, but they also knew the humans had advantages the aliens could not anticipate. Adam's voice was steady as he addressed his pilots. "Today we fight not just to defend, but to show the galaxy that humans are not to be underestimated. Follow the plan, adapt when necessary, and remember, our strength lies in our intelligence as much as our weapons." Captain Lily Thompson moved with her stealth units behind enemy lines. Her team's mission was to disrupt the enemy before the main fleets engaged. They planted mines, scrambled sensors, and disabled supply lines. Every strike was precise, every move carefully planned. "We are ghosts," she said. "They will see only the results, never the full plan." The first phase of the offensive began quietly. Alien fleets attempted to attack human colonies, confident they could overwhelm them. But humans had prepared. Every fleet had defensive positions, every colony had fighters ready, and every sector was mapped to take advantage of the environment. Asteroid fields, gas clouds, and planetary defenses all became tools in the human arsenal. Adam's squadron intercepted an enemy fleet near a critical junction. The aliens were confident, expecting humans to fight like other species. Adam split his fighters into multiple small groups, creating confusion. Mines exploded in their path, decoy ships diverted attention, and precise strikes targeted engines and weapons. Within minutes, the alien fleet was crippled and forced to retreat. Meanwhile, Lily's stealth units disabled communications across multiple systems. Alien commanders could not coordinate, supply lines were disrupted, and morale was low. The humans had turned the galaxy's strength against itself. Back on Earth, Luke Harris monitored the battle with calm focus. "They are learning, but it is too late," he said. "Humans have prepared for this moment for decades. Every fleet, every soldier, every weapon has a purpose. And the galaxy will understand that restraint does not mean weakness." Clara pointed to the holographic map. "Look at them. They are scattered, confused. They don't know where to strike next. Humanity has the advantage now. We can control this fight completely." The second phase of the offensive was more direct. Human fleets moved out to engage the main alien armadas. Unlike the first encounters, this time humans did not hold back. Massive warships, previously hidden in distant sectors, joined the fight. Missiles, lasers, and drones struck with precision. Alien ships were hit from angles they could not anticipate. Every move was calculated, every attack decisive. Adam Scott led a group of strike fighters against a heavily armed alien carrier. The ship's weapons could destroy multiple fighters at once, but Adam did not rely on brute force. He used strategy. His team maneuvered through asteroid fields, avoided the main weapons, and attacked the carrier's engines and weak points. Within minutes, the carrier was disabled and forced to retreat. Lily Thompson's stealth squadron struck at supply depots and repair stations, ensuring that alien fleets could not recover quickly. "They thought they could rely on numbers," Lily said. "They didn't count on human intelligence." Across the galaxy, alien fleets were being routed. Smaller attacks from human units caused confusion, and larger attacks crushed resistance. Each encounter reinforced the lesson: humans fought differently. They were clever, adaptable, and unstoppable when necessary. On Earth, the Terran High Command celebrated victories, but Luke remained focused. "We cannot underestimate them," he said. "We must continue to strike carefully, efficiently, and strategically. Today we show our strength. Tomorrow we ensure peace." Clara Bennett coordinated intelligence efforts, tracking enemy movements and predicting counterattacks. Every fleet, every squadron, every pilot knew exactly what to do. Humans were no longer just defending, they were controlling the battle. Adam Scott's squadron faced the final enemy fleet near a major junction. The alien commanders were desperate, attempting to form a large formation to regain control. Adam studied their movements and smiled. "They think they can predict us. They cannot. Split into 3 groups. 2 groups draw them forward. 1 group attacks from behind. Timing is everything." The plan worked perfectly. Alien ships moved into a narrow asteroid field following the decoys. Mines detonated, engines were damaged, and communications were jammed. Human fighters struck from angles the aliens could not anticipate. Within minutes, the fleet was in disarray. Captain Lily Thompson coordinated stealth attacks simultaneously. Alien supply lines were destroyed, reinforcements were delayed, and morale collapsed. "They are scattered, confused, and afraid," Lily said. "We've shown them what humans can do." On the bridge of the Liberty, Luke Harris addressed the crew. "The galaxy has seen only a fraction of our power," he said. "We have fought smart, with intelligence, strategy, and courage. We have not yet revealed our full strength, but the aliens now know that humans are not weak. They will respect us from now on." Across multiple systems, alien leaders began to surrender or retreat. Those who remained were cautious, unwilling to risk further losses. Humanity's restraint had been a lesson. Their revealed strength was now undeniable. Adam Scott returned to Earth briefly, exhausted but proud. "We have shown them the difference between a species that acts recklessly and one that thinks strategically," he said. Humans are not just strong. We are clever, adaptable, and united. Captain Lily Thompson reported similar results. Every engagement has weakened them, disrupted their plans, and proven that humans fight differently. They will not challenge us again lightly. On Earth, Luke Harris addressed a global audience via interstellar communication. His voice was calm, confident, and clear. The galaxy has learned a truth that some believed they could ignore. Humans are not weak. We have restrained ourselves for centuries, growing stronger, smarter, and more prepared with each passing year. Today, the universe has seen that restraint does not mean weakness. Humanity will defend itself, protect its colonies, and act wisely, but those who underestimate us will pay the price. Clara Bennett stood by his side. We have shown the galaxy that intelligence, courage, and planning matter as much as strength. Humans fight differently, and they fight to survive and win. Adam Scott and Captain Lily Thompson joined the broadcast from the front lines. "We have defended our colonies and turned the tide," Adam said. "The enemy has learned that humans are unpredictable and clever. They cannot fight us the way they fought others. We fight smart and we fight together." Lily Thompson added, "We have disrupted supply lines, communications, and reinforcements. Every move has been calculated. Humanity has proven that we are ready for any challenge, and the galaxy must respect that strength." Across the universe, alien species now approached Earth with caution. Treaties were rewritten, alliances reconsidered, and hostile plans delayed. The galaxy had learned a hard lesson. Humans were not to be underestimated. Luke Harris looked out at the stars from the bridge of the Liberty. Each light represented a world that had once dismissed Earth, a fleet that had assumed humans were weak. They had been wrong. And now humanity's reputation was secure. Clara Bennett joined him quietly. "We have changed the way the galaxy sees us," she said. "No one will ignore Earth again." Luke nodded. "Yes, we have fought wisely with strategy and intelligence. We have shown restraint when necessary and strength when required. The galaxy will remember this. Humanity will continue to grow, to defend, and to inspire. And when the time comes, we will act again if needed. But for now, we have secured peace and respect." Adam Scott and Captain Lily Thompson stood with them on the observation deck. They had fought bravely, planned carefully, and proven that humans could defeat superior forces not by chance, but by intelligence and unity. Across the galaxy, humans celebrated not just victories, but the knowledge that they had become a respected force. Colonies were safe, fleets were strong, and the alien coalition had learned the ultimate lesson. Humans were clever, adaptable, and unstoppable when necessary. Luke Harris addressed his team one final time. "We have shown them what humanity is capable of. They now know that Earth warned the galaxy for a reason. Restraint was our choice, intelligence our weapon, and courage our shield. The galaxy will remember that humans fight differently, and we fight to win." As the stars stretched endlessly across the sky, humans on Earth and in the colonies felt a deep sense of pride and confidence. They had survived, defended, and proven themselves. The galaxy had learned the truth. Earth was not to be underestimated. Humanity had held back for centuries, but now the universe had seen what it meant to challenge a species that had mastered patience, strategy, and intelligence. Humanity smiled quietly. The warning had been clear, the battles fought with wisdom, and the strength revealed without arrogance. The galaxy would never forget it. For the first time, humans knew that they had earned not just survival, but respect, and that respect would last for generations.